Hello everyone, welcome to the shop. So the other day, I head into work early in the morning, and as soon as I walk into the office, my friend comes up to me and he says, "Thank goodness you're done being sick with the plague. I need you to fix my watch." Those are pretty much the words he said. I think there may have been a story somewhere in there about fire-eating strippers and dropping his watch from the top of a flagpole, but it was early and I don't get much sleep. The problem with my friend's watch was that the front bezel and crystal had popped loose. This watch, like many modern wristwatches, has the case components pressed together with a gasket in between the parts. It takes a fair amount of force to assemble them, raising the question, how could this have simply popped loose? Like I said, strippers, flagpole, etc. Here you can see the watch as I received it, with the bezel pushed into place as far as my friend could get it by hand. The first order of business is to machine a custom press die to fit this wristwatch. I'm using some scrap acetal that I had hanging around the shop, and one side will be machined to fit against the front bezel of the wristwatch, and the other side will be machined to fit into a little adapter that I have for my crystal press. You'll see more about that later. Here you can see the problem with the watch. You can see the gap between the front bezel and the case. The bezel will easily pop off right here. It's barely held in place. With the bezel lifted off, you can see the gasket. It's that red ring. The watch is brand new and the gasket is in perfect condition, so there's no need to replace it. To properly reinstall the bezel, something is needed for a press. I have here an old crystal press made by Belova. It originally would have come with an assortment of Belova watch crystals. The press itself is pretty useful for bezels and case backs, but wristwatches these days are considerably larger. That's the reason we just made a custom die for this little press, to fit the bezel of this watch. It's important that the force from the press be applied to the bezel itself and not the crystal, otherwise the crystal will be broken. Job done. Thanks for watching.